Hi, I wanted to give a quick review of the Benchmade SOCP. I'm doing this video on my iPhone, so the audio and video might not be the best, so I apologize. But, all right, let's get right into it. The first thing I noticed, and this is a really unique knife designed for self-defense. And one of the most important things I think in self-defense is deployment. You need very quick deployment, something that's not going to fail on you, something that's not going to, be difficult or change, like a folding knife. Like sometimes you can pull it out perfectly, and other times you can't. So this is kind of neat. You put it in your pants or in your pocket, I guess, with a clip. It has a very low profile, and I'll put these in a pair of pants to show you at the end here. But you just put your finger in, pull it out, and you got it. It's ready right away. Now, I tried different styles of grips on this because it is kind of a short blade. Putting it down a finger, but it's just not really doable. It's not really comfortable. You can hold it like this, kind of stab, but it's kind of like a toothpick. It's very thin, not really secure in your hand, doesn't feel well, it doesn't feel good. So there's really only one way to hold it, and that's like this. Also, I noticed this. This part's dull, I guess, so when your hand overlaps it, it doesn't cut it. But this part that looks sharp is just as dull as this part, at least on my knife. You have a really sharp point here. So basically, you have a sharp metal spike. And I guess that serves its purpose, but don't expect this to be real sharp. I mean, I guess you can always go through and sharpen it yourself, but this is just as dull. It's just not painted, so it looks like it's sharp. The other thing here, very long clip. This pokes out underneath your belt if you're wearing it underneath your belt quite a bit. It's a big shiny metal clip. The retention on it is just horrible. This whole thing needs to be redesigned. It's got a nice little drain hole for sweat or water, which is awesome. A little hole here for a vent, I guess, and some venting right here. Really great design overall, but this clip just is almost a deal breaker. There's no retention. I also recommend getting a trainer because this is kind of a new style, at least it is for me. And stabbing feels a little awkward, so you want to get a lot of practice with it. Your knuckle kind of bounces around there a little bit. This is metal, so it's not the most comfortable thing. This looks like it's a perfect little grip, like these grooves just fit your fingers. But depending on how you pull it out, sometimes you pull it out like this, so that's kind of awkward. Sometimes you get it out like, all the way in like this, so it changes up quite a bit. So you need to get kind of used to that feeling and what that feels like when you push down really hard on it, when you're stabbing somebody. So I highly recommend this. So let me try to do this. This might be kind of awkward on camera here, but I have a pair of pants with a belt, and I'm going to put it on here. So, obviously this is awesome. You have a really thin metal here, very low profile. This is pretty much concealed, even with your shirt tucked in. However, you've got this big metal shiny clip that really doesn't even have retention on it, but giving away that you have a knife or you have something on you. So if you wanted to conceal this, this kind of ruins it for you. This is very long. This is almost like on one of those large cold steel knives, like the Raja or something. Just a really long, hopefully, let me see here, I have one right here. Really long clip, very similar length. Let me see what that looks like actually. Yeah, so you basically have a Raja 2 or Raja 1 style really long clip on this little tiny knife. So, that it is what it is, I guess. And also in the pocket, which you would not want to wear this in the pocket, it just looks kind of awkward in the pocket. It's got this very large clip and this little tiny thing, and there's absolutely no retention whatsoever. I recommend putting some type of sticky tape, some kind of friction tape or something on this, so that when you put it in your pants, it helps you kind of retain some kind of retention, and you can pull this out with no problem. So other than that, this is a really cool knife. I really like this knife a lot. All right, I hope you like my review. Thank you so much.